So I'll hold up our half a sandwich.
So we finally made it. We have arrived to where we are going to be loading our residents up for this wonderful boat tour today. And we arrived a little bit early, so here's all the crew for our 2-hour tour. So we are eating.
We're having peanut butter sandwiches.
Yay! Peanut butter and jelly. Woohoo!
And we have only the best for my residents.
That's right.
We have peanut butter and jelly. They have strawberry or grape. That's part of Mary's surprise. We don't know which one you get. And then we have flavored water and chips and cookies and Jell-O. So we have a full lunch, and we have our captain of the bus line, Neil, and we're all just having a nice little lunch, waiting for our pontoon to arrive. And John was talking about how it goes back to grade school with these peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So, yeah, it does.
I still eat them twice a week.
There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, we just finished our lunch, and lo and behold, our river boat tour is pulling up. There it is.
Small picture.
Got about a half hour before it is going to take off. We're going to start unloading our residents shortly. That's a cool boat. Lovely. This looks just like something you'd see in Florida, doesn't it? This is so Floridian. Perfect. Oh, look at that other boat. Beautiful picture. So we're going to unload right here, Nell and Avanel, right here. Let's sit on this bench. That's the boat we're taking. We're going to set Avanel and Nell down here while the rest of the ladies get unloaded. Okay, I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And here comes lovely Grace. Getting everybody unloaded.
It dries pretty fast. That's what Marion liked about it. She took it on her vacation.
Shall I put on her neck?
This is our captain. I'm going to take a quick video here. Nell got surprised today by her lovely sister and brother-in-law and Marcus. How did you guys keep that a secret? Oh, I'm so happy you guys came. What a lovely outing.
But we had to pay our own way.
Well, it's probably worth it, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, lovely. We got Avanel over there, and Grace and her son, and Mitch and Juanita. Okay, we got Janae. And we got our lovely Bridget. And Joe, Michelle, and that orange guy down there is our bus driver, Neil. So we got a full bus load here today.
Always gets us in the wrong spots, right?
Beautiful.
Nice cool boat.
Everybody aboard the Blue Dolphin, Space Coast River Tours, Captain Marky, and First Mate Sebastian, my grandson. Good man, he's gonna be hanging out with snacks. Anything else? Singing, dancing? No? Today. All right. What are we gonna do here? Let's start out with the book. Yeah, we need to pass around our sign-in book, Coast Guard thing. They want it, we do it. So we've got this new page here. Just need everybody's name. And then next column is where you're from. That's kind of fun just to look back on. Or at least you spend 6 months or more out of the year. Also, how did you hear about us? That's really quite helpful.
So here we go. It just started to take off. Nell and her sister haven't stopped talking since they got together. Oh yeah, I think Nella has.
anhinga. And the interesting thing about those birds, they're nicknamed snake birds. And when you see one in the water, they dive down and try to catch fish. But when they come up for air, you're really not going to see much of the body. You'll just see the long skinny
Yes.
neck and it goes across the water. And it just looks like a snake going across the water. It's really weird. So they're nicknamed snake birds for that reason. By the way, highway for boaters. The bridge clearance along there, 65 feet.
We're
Here
heading
it's
underneath the bridge
36
now.
feet. Big difference. All right. Dolphin alert, dolphin alert.
Dolphin alert.
Pelican alert, pelican alert.
Very cool.
Dolphin are going to be off to the left at this point. Now these brown pelicans, when you see them without the white feathers on their head and neck, that just means they're less than like 3 years old.
Sorry, my God.
There's a couple, 3 over here.
So we're spotting dolphin.
Not very big.
Well, and if that's the way they're going to be, let's just move on. Yeah, they're heading the other way. All right, we'll find some more. There's a lot of dolphin in these waters, so we'll be seeing them. All right, let's head to the rocks. That. Just on the left side of that bar. Stand between the red triangles and the marker and that black barge up there. That's one of 2 heavily used launch pads by SpaceX.
Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is. There's a manatee. I hope that showed up on video. It looks like 2 or 3 down below there.
Just in the nation. They measure 90 by 600 feet.
You might
And
see some manatees in
16,
here.
17 feet deep. There's never a natural cut through here, so this is all built by the Army Corps of Engineers, which once finished, open the doors to the port and eventually the Atlantic Ocean, and vice versa. So it just provides a nice, safe transition, especially when there's a variation in the tide. So these are tidal alarms. There's no pumps involved here. They're not trying to raise us or lower us. It's all about whatever the tide is doing. Which high tide is at 2:44 today.
She's got a picture that she made me and Frank Carey in Florida.
Just under high
I
tide.
came back down here to pick up her the notes in my dining room. And Frank was like, oof. They like stare at us and he's like, she's
Great blue heron, a blue on the right.
I can't get rid of it yet.
And,
She keeps asking me about it.
pelicans.
You might see some everything.
I'm looking at pelicans.
In here, you might
And
see
the
some
white pelicans
everything.
here up until last week, they show up starting middle of October through all winter. Jack Crevalle is the fish you're spotting. Fun fish to catch, not so good to eat. Alright, so now that we're in here, other boats, the bartender will close that gate. Once it's closed, water's locked in here. You got land on the left and right, and the gates are sealed to the bottom. So locked in, we'll go from the booth behind us to the booth here in front of us. There's already somebody up there. Flip the switch and open the gate. It's high tide, water comes in, we go up. It's low tide, water spills out, and we go down. So there's no pumps. Tidal lock.
Sit with you for a few minutes. So the lock is opening here. I just want to take a picture. This is pretty incredible. So now we're going through the bars. Yes, you can see. There's a beautiful cruise ship.
Side, those are the newest. And yes, those get a bit noisy under here. Osprey nest up ahead on the left in the tower. You know, ospreys mate for life. So some newlyweds there. They've got themselves a nice little piece of real estate there. Passing Rodney Ketchum Park on the right. Rodney Ketchum, he's a former port commissioner, famous park captain. And barbecue grills, restaurant, there's a boat ramp there around the corner. Nice park. Several marinas here on the right. The first two have boat slips that are available to purchase. If you want to own your own boat slip, 40-foot slip, the smallest, will set you back a mere $100,000. That does not include the boat. That's just the boat slip. And otherwise, you'll pay around per month $10 to $15 per foot per month, depending on the length of your boat. Let's see, we have parking now for all the yacht club up here. Floating boat slips here. It's a brand. Should we go see if they left the keys in it? Yeah, it's a sailboat. You don't need keys. Let's go. Cape Marina. That's how we get our beaches back. That's the second to the newest. doing the fort here? Well, helicopter rides is one of them. All these restaurants, another option. A lot of fishing options. The headboats up ahead on the right. Private charters. The building on the right, as far as I know, is not yet reopened. It was our visitor center. And the port now apparently is trying to find somebody to rent that whole place. So you can rent it, have a restaurant there, visitor center, whatever, all of the above. Keyword little. There, little on there. Up ahead, still my favorite, fish lips. Waterfront bar and grill. Looks big from here. Yeah, we get a couple of the biggest ships in the world in here. We don't get the biggest, not yet. It's still being built. That'll be the next one, Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas. Yeah, that's Utopia. This is the second biggest ship. Right now the biggest is Icon, and that's Icon of the Seas, and that's in Miami. So the next one being built, Star of the Seas, bigger yet. Now this one, second biggest, they say is only like 3 feet shorter than the biggest, so pretty cool. Up on top, that little thing sticking out up there, top deck, that's a jacuzzi with the view up there.
That's incredible. Wow. Look at how pretty this water is. Wow. Pretty green.
Alright, nobody's known this. That's good. It's all refurbished and used again. Unfortunately, we don't have a booster in here today.
What name? This one here? No, the barge.
Name of the barge? Yeah, this is what the boosters land on. One of them is just read the instructions. The other is shortfall from gravity.
That's what the boosters land on.
And right now, since that booster for tonight's launch is supposed to land on land, they're not using one of these. But when they have a heavier payload, the payload's heavier, they have to bring one of these barges out like 300 miles.
Wow.
And the rocket takes off, gets up to the edge of space, and the stages separate. The second stage fires that Merlin vacuum engine and continues on with the payload. Around about that same time, the payload bearings pop off and those get recovered. This is what protects the payload during the ascent. So now the first stage is starting to fall back to earth. And it's got a little thruster on top that fires for a second or two, and it turns it. And there's 4 grit fins up on the top of the second stage that open up. And as this thing's going faster, those things get turned and rotate and guide the booster to the barge here. So it's going faster and faster. It's picking up speed. About halfway back, they have to slow it down a little disintegrate. So they fire 3 of the 9 rocket engines, called the re-entry burn, and that's why when they come in with those darn thing, it's all black and charred. So lock it onto that cradle, and it's designed to hold the booster on top and somehow move the crane and rotate it and get it to where they can get their big trailer underneath and put it on their trailer. These other giant cranes here, looks like they might be ready to tear them down. These are going to go away. August, September, we have the bioluminescent tours.
Yep.
It's where the microorganisms in the water give out a burst of light and the water's stirred up. Thank you.
We are coming home.
Really cool tour, nighttime tour, of course. So if you're here, check that out.
There's the Chateau bus.
I think it still might be a go for that rocket launch tonight. 8:47, I believe. If we have a tour, we'll be leaving at 8 p.m. from here. So there's an option. And it's a booster returns. These night launches are the best.
They are.
All right, we'll tell you when it's safe to get up and go. Just hold tight for a minute here. So I want to mention, real important for my grandson, first mate crew, Sebastian, is kind of, did you do okay? Yeah, you said right. Kind of I don't know what's the word, customary to pass along a little gratuity for his behalf, and I know he appreciates it.